Be what would be a kind of a typical Tuesday practice for us in season, just from a sheer rep standpoint, intensity standpoint. I really feel like Tuesdays are lunch pail, hard hat kind of days. We got to work, and there's no easy way around it. We got to get a lot done. And it's going to be a physical practice, and I thought today was. We'll get better at practicing on Tuesday. We'll stay off the ground a little bit better than we did tonight, but I was pleased with the intensity. I was pleased with the effort. And now we'll be able to go to the film and clean some of the stuff up and get back to work tomorrow.
This was the first time we got a chance to speak with the first-year players, and you've talked a little bit about them, through camp and stuff.
Right.
Can you kind of give an overview of how you think they're doing as a class?
Well, I think they're doing really well. As I said, it's kind of a highly touted group coming in, obviously. So I think there were some expectations that this group was going to come in and contribute and compete. And to their credit, they've prepared for it. They had a really good summer with our strength and conditioning staff. I thought our seniors and our veterans did a nice job in the player run practices, getting them prepared for training camp. And they've battled through it. And training camp's not easy when you're back being the freshman again, and you're learning new plays and you're learning new practice plans and different things, and you're sore and you're tired. But I think this group, for all intents and purposes, has really battled through it, and they've got some quality maturity about them. They've got good work ethic, and I think they're really going to contribute to our success this fall.
How long is Khalil Rogers going to be out, would you say?
Our doctor said it could be anywhere from 10 to 14 days. It could be a case where it could be a little shorter based on how his body, kind of responds. It could be longer, quite honestly. It could creep its way into 3 weeks. They think naturally what he has is roughly around 10 to 14 days. It would be a luxury for us if he was available for Fresno. But we'll have to wait and see how his knee responds.
So Damian Mama has been the one who's taken his spot. How do you're looking at maybe having two true freshmen among the five offensive linemen. How do you feel about that possibility?
Well, I think you guys had a chance to visit with Damian and Toa. They're both really mature guys. If you hopefully that's just not my opinion. You guys gather that in talking to them. They're mature guys. They work at it. We really have been pushing Damian physically the last few practices. Have made it hard on him. We've left him in for extended reps. And he's responded very well. He's a big human being in there at right guard. He's hard to run around. Again, I don't always like comparing guys to people, but he does remind me some of Deuce Latui when Deuce played for us. Real mild-mannered, fun-loving guy off the field. He gets between the lines, and he is physical and tough and plays the game the right way, and he's mature about it. And so those two guys have been playing really well. Toa's been unbelievable. Toa's playing left guard, and he's going to center with the twos to get reps there. So both those guys have showed a lot of maturity.
With Buck, what's one thing that you saw on film last year that you wanted him to work on through?
With Buck?
Yeah, Buck out.
The biggest thing to me, and this sounds like something so small, when Buck on film last year and in spring ball would run to his left, he would keep the ball in his right arm. And he wouldn't have the same weapon. And if you look at a lot of his runs, a lot of them are to the right. He had the ball in his right arm, and he was able to use his left arm as a stiff arm and as a weapon. It took spring practice, if you guys remember him getting injuring his ankle, and a tackle drill where he had the ball in his right arm going to his left, and he got tackled, and he rolled his ankle, for him to realize, I need to be fundamentally sound and get the ball in the correct arm when I'm running in the proper directions. And he's really worked on that, and I think it's helped his game, quite honestly, this training camp.
How long do you think Trey is going to be out?
I don't know that. Turf toe is unique. Some guys, it might be tomorrow, and some guys it could take a week. It just, again, it's how your body heals. So, again, we want him back sooner rather than later. But this does offer opportunity for Justin Davis, who, in my opinion, in the two scrimmages we had, might have probably performed the best of anybody in those scrimmages settings. So he's earned it. He's earned more reps, and so it's been good for him. And it's been good to get Soma some carries as well. Soma popped a few runs again tonight. So, Trey, when we get him back, we'll get him going again, maybe lighten the load on Buck a little bit to make sure all those guys are fresh, ready to go when the game rolls around.
Coach, from the standpoint of putting it all together offensively, you've talked a lot about putting it all together. How do you think you are in that?
I think we're very close. We had a great practice this morning. We worked a lot of special situations. The guys are really starting to keen into those special situations and understanding the types of calls that we like to make in certain scenarios. And I think we're very close. You know, again, we really put it all together Saturday in a mock game where we utilize all of our substitutions and the flow of the game with special teams and whatnot. But I think we're very close. And practices like tonight make me feel better that we're getting closer. The intensity, the guys really have a good understanding of what we're doing, and they're letting and turning it loose and going and making plays.
How much tougher will it be to incorporate him to the defensive side now in camp? So
probably pretty difficult. And quite honestly, he's going to play so much for us offensively, and he's earned it. It probably wouldn't be fair to him right now. I mean, he's going to play quite a bit of offense for us, and he deserves it. I mean, he had another long touchdown again tonight. It's really good for us right now on the offensive side of the ball.
How do you feel about where Max Brown is at, and if he had to play?
I have a good feeling of Max. I think he's in a good place. I think he still has room for improvement. He has a good understanding of what we're doing. He's a confident guy. A lot of times in practice, we put guys in scenarios of things to work on that maybe he's not great at yet, but will be in time, so it doesn't always show his best right now. But if we were going to play a game, we'd have a game plan that would really be conducive to his skill set, and I think he'd go out and perform really well.
On signing day, if you would have been told that, you know, Damian Mama may start the opener for you, what would you have thought?
Well, I would have thought, I guess it's possible, you know. It wasn't the deepest group for us up front on the offensive line, and you know, unfortunately, we've gotten nicked up some there, and it's provided opportunity for him. And to Damian's credit, he's worked at it. I mean, and he's not perfect yet. Believe me, we're going to go look at the film, and Coach Drebnow's going to have his red pen out and inking up everything for stuff that he needs to get better at. But what I like about Damian right now is he hasn't gotten discouraged when he makes a mistake, and he gets right back in and he goes after it again. And to me, that's a sign of a player that is resilient and tough-minded and is going to have a chance to be really successful for us for years to come.